I want to check out this smartwatch from ROGBID. It's a model S2. They also call it a tank. I've seen them advertising on Facebook and it looks like it's a military themed Apple Watch. The specs claim it has a 1.83 inch display with a 450 milliamp battery, 128 megs of RAM, and it's also IP69 waterproof. Comes in this nice giftable box, and here's the instruction manual. The watch itself feels pretty hefty, has a nice solid weight to it, and this watch band feels like it's decent quality, not the softest silicone, but it's better than cheap plastic. It has a dial and a button on the side, similar to that of an Apple Watch, but it doesn't have a button on the left-hand side of the watch. Let's figure out how to turn this on and see what shows up. Okay, we have this default watch face with some gears, and it says it's by Who Canny You. I can guarantee you I'm not going to be using this watch face. So it looks like the button works, but the dial rotation doesn't work. It just functions as a regular button. Let's see what else is included here. We have a charger, and that's about it. Looks like it's a USB-A to a proprietary magnetic type connector for the back. It only goes in one way, but there's no tabs to set its orientation. Let's get this charged and see what it can do. We'll leave that charging and let's check out the instruction manual. Look, it has a quality assurance triangle tag, but all the numbers are blank. The manual seems pretty straightforward. Easy to read, nice size, and the watch operation seems very basic. We have instructions on where to get the watch app and how to use it. And we get a list of all the included features and apps on the watch itself. I usually don't trust any of these health sensors because for a $30 watch I don't expect it to be very accurate in measuring my health. So these are for the most part gimmicks, and I don't know why these manufacturers keep including these things in these watches. I wish they would just focus on making a nice watch that excel with notification functions and other tools. Like a calculator is fine, or calendars, or different types of timers, stuff that they can actually make work. The app is called Da Fit, and it's available on the Google Play Store, so at least it's trustworthy. You can start the app without having to log in or create a profile. All you have to do is enter in your personal information, such as height, weight, age, etc. There's 3 tabs, one for your health, one for your display settings, and the other one is your personal information. It's very straightforward, and it's an easy to use app. I like that it didn't require you to create a login profile like some of these watch apps do, and there's no ads all over the place. Let's go through the functions of the watch. You have these dials here. Dial doesn't do anything. It turns on and off the watch just like this button. So they're pretty much duplicates. It's just there to look nice. From the main screen, you can change the watch dial by holding it and sliding through the faces. Swiping to the right gets you your recently used apps. Swiping to the left gets you your assigned shortcuts. I have a timer here and a calculator, but you can also add your own app here for quick access. Swiping down gets you your settings, display settings, power settings, and swiping up gets you your messages. This watch can hold up to 8 messages. And these buttons, they both do the same thing, back and then off. So if you're on an app, this just goes back, and then one more click gets you off. Go over the apps installed on this phone. Swipe to the right, and you see your recently used apps. And this gets you all the apps. You have an alarm, a stopwatch, tracking, flashlight, find your phone, some built-in games, a calculator, relaxation app, remote shutter app, messages, weather, a lot of exercise, and here's your health sensor apps. This is the built-in watch face that comes with the watch. To switch between the different ones, long press, swipe through. These are all military style or health focused watch faces. You can also shop the gallery, and I say shop, but it's really free. You can see all these built-in watch faces. You can see all these watch faces from their store. These look like generic watch faces. They don't really fit this style of watch, but some are okay, because this watch is supposed to be a military spec rugged watch, so you want something that fits the theme. But a lot of these are just Christmas or winter or sports themed ones. At least the option is there. To set up your notifications, it's under the watch tab in notifications. You can only choose notifications from this list. So if you have something that's not on this list, you might not get the notification unless you choose others. But if you choose others, you will get all the notifications and you might be overloaded. And another thing on the messages, which is the SMS app, SMS notifications, you will not get a notification if somebody sends you an MMS photo or an image. It's only basic text messaging. This is how your notifications will look like. You can scroll through them, and it has the icon on where it came from. This is from text messaging, from advertisement. This is from WeChat. You can go in and delete it, but you cannot go to the next message. Again, this dial doesn't do anything. So you will have to go back and then select the next message to read. Here's how it handles the phone calls. One good feature about this watch's phone function is that if you're to answer the phone call through your watch, like I'm going to do now, it defaults to using the watch as your speaker and mic. Now I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to answer using the phone instead. You see, now the phone calls are coming through my phone instead, so I'm not stuck using the watch. I can always switch between here using the app, but it's good to have that function so you're not stuck using one method. Here's some of the most noticeable apps included on the watch. There's an activity tracker for a summary of your activities, a heart rate monitor, a sleep tracker, a stress level monitor, and some others. I don't trust these sensors on a watch at this price point, so take this information with some skepticism. The actually useful apps for me would be the calculator, the timer, the stopwatch, and the weather app. And there's a flashlight app which just turns the screen bright white. Actually, this works better than expected. As you see here, I can actually read the titles using the flashlight on the watch in a dark room. Unfortunately, this app can't be added to the favorites shortcut when you swipe over to the left. It would have been useful if I could just activate the flashlight quickly when I needed it. There's also a bunch of games that you play by just tapping on the screen. And these are nice to try, and it's kind of neat to see, but no replay value, at least for me. And the menu system could be changed to the way you like it, including the mandatory Apple Watch style honeycomb scrolling, which is more show than function, as it's hard to know what you're selecting unless you memorized all the icons. It animates nicely, but the basic list with the text next to it is the most efficient and useful one if you want to get things done quickly. For the other app functions, you can choose alarms, the shutter, the e-card, favorite contacts. Others let you set up your units of measurement if you want the 12-hour time. There's a lot of reminders for your health. Weather is actually useful, and if you have a menstrual cycle, you can choose when you to be notified. The alarm lets you set up your own alarms without having to go through the watch, which would probably make it a little easier to add in. The shutter is a remote camera shutter. You can use your phone to take a picture. Add your favorite contacts and see if there's an update, which there's none. Like I said before, I don't trust any of these health sensors, so I'm going to place this on my buddy Leon, and let's see how his heart rate or stress levels or blood pressure is. Let's see what his heart rate is. Touch to start. Wow, he's beating at 98 beats per minute. At first I thought it actually worked because it didn't show anything, but now it's detecting Leon's 112 beats per minute. He must be really excited. What about his blood pressure? Let's take a look, see what his blood pressure is. Here we go. (137/81). As you can see, these sensors don't really do anything. They're just there. Makes it look like the watch has a lot of functions, so you don't feel like you're missing out from buying a cheap watch versus a real expensive watch that might actually have functions that work. The other aspects of this watch, such as the waterproofing and the rugged design, they actually do pretty much hold up. As you can see, I threw it on the ground and sprayed it with water and it still functions. The screen looks like it's flickering, but that's because of the sunlight and the camera, but it still functions fine. I'm pretty sure this watch is very rugged and will hold up to daily regular use, or even if you actually work in a harsh environment, this watch should hold up fine.